The Levoit Core 300 is the most popular air purifier on the market today. It's small, light, and cheap, but it doesn't have a HEPA filter. The Core 300 cleaned the air in our test room in 22 minutes, which is a good result for its size. But our testing, and really any testing you see on YouTube, is limited to testing for larger particles. We use a Dyson DC1100 Pro for testing, which only measures particles as small as 0.5 microns. Most other air quality meters only measure PM1, PM2.5, or PM10, particles 1 micron, 2.5 microns, or 10 microns in size. HEPA filters capture particles larger and smaller than 0.3 microns with very high efficiency, and YouTube test channels like us cannot test for efficacy at the lower end of this range. The only way to know for sure that you're buying an air purifier that can properly filter ultrafine particles is to buy one with a certified, laboratory-tested HEPA filter. And the Core 300 doesn't have a certified HEPA filter. It has a lower-grade proprietary particle filter, so it goes in the E tier. The Levoit Core 400S and Core 600S are basically larger, higher airflow, more energy-efficient versions of the Core 300. They move quite a bit more air through their filters than the Core 300 and do so more efficiently, but they both also don't have HEPA filters. They have the same proprietary particle filter as the Core 300, just a larger version of it. With higher airflow and better energy efficiency, we do put them in a tier above the Core 300 though, in the D tier. The Levoit Vital 200S has similar airflow to the Core 400S and is also highly energy efficient. One big upgrade you get with the Vital 200S is a better quality pre-filter. Core series units have a low quality mesh pre-filter that's stretched right over the particle filter. Because of its proximity to the particle filter, cleaning this type of pre-filter can damage the particle filter. The Vital 200S adds a separate, much higher quality pre-filter that's much easier to clean and allows you to clean it without damaging other filters. The problem for this air purifier is, once again, its particle filter. Like Core series units, it does not have a HEPA filter. With an upgraded pre-filter, it is a better air purifier than the Core 400S and 600S though, so we put it in the C tier. Next up are Dyson air purifiers. The Dyson Big +Quiet has a HEPA particle filter, a substantial carbon filter, and most importantly, a selective catalytic oxidation filter, which specifically targets and removes formaldehyde. HEPA filters capture particles like pollen, dust, and viruses, and carbon filters most unwanted gases like VOCs and odors, but it doesn't filter formaldehyde. So if you're especially concerned about formaldehyde, the Big +Quiet is uniquely well equipped to handle that problem for you. On the negative side of things, airflow on this unit, the volume of air it can process per unit time, is surprisingly low. You can see in this chart how the Big +Quiet has less airflow than many other popular air purifiers on the market, many of which are a fraction of its price. The Big +Quiet is marketed as an air purifier for large rooms because it can project air very well. But you don't need to project air to clean air in large rooms. Clean air naturally diffuses in large rooms. The higher the airflow, the greater the volume of air that the air purifier can process per unit time, the greater its area of coverage. The Coway Airmega 400, for example, has twice the area of coverage of the Big +Quiet, not because it projects air any better, it doesn't, but because it has twice the airflow. The Big +Quiet also has really low airflow relative to its price. If we divide each model's airflow by its price, we get a good idea of its value. The Big +Quiet has the lowest airflow to dollar ratio of any air purifier we've tested. Another major negative for this air purifier is that it doesn't have a pre-filter. It has this plastic honeycomb frame supporting its HEPA filter, and this outer covering fits neatly around the HEPA filter. But there's no dedicated filter, no pre-filter protecting its HEPA filter. Overall, we like this unit's unique ability to target and remove formaldehyde, but it's a terrible value otherwise, and it doesn't have a pre-filter, so it goes in the D tier. Smaller Dyson purifiers with this hoop at the top actually have a pre-filter. It's a low-quality pre-filter that's stretched right over the HEPA filter, but it's a pre-filter nonetheless. Certain models also have catalytic filters to remove formaldehyde, with the added functionality of being able to heat or humidify. However, all of these smaller Dyson purifiers have even less airflow than the Big +Quiet, and they're still very expensive, so they also go in the D tier. Next, let's talk about Shark air purifiers. The Shark HB102 is small and light and does come equipped with a combination filter that includes a HEPA particle filter. But it has low airflow for its price, just like Dyson's, and it has an expensive filter for its size, just like smaller Dysons. so we also put the Shark in the D tier. The Shark Air Purifier 4 uniquely uses 4 smaller fans instead of one big fan, like most other air purifiers, to pull air through its filters, hence the name Shark Air Purifier 4. The biggest advantage of this design is that it allows the Shark to run quietly relative to its airflow. We like to evaluate noise output by looking at the ratio between each model's airflow and its noise output, a sort of noise efficiency rating, if you will. The Shark 4 has very good airflow to noise ratios. The biggest negative for the Shark is its value. At approximately 200 CFM of airflow and at its regular retail price, it has a CFM to dollar ratio of only 0.7. Replacement filters for this model are also expensive for their size. That being said, we think the Shark 4 deserves a slightly higher spot in our rankings than the HP102, so we put it in the C tier. The Shark NeverChange HP302 has good airflow and good quality filters. It has an even more expensive filter than the HP102 and Shark 4, but its filter doesn't need to be replaced as frequently. Compared to cheaper Sharks, it adds substantial pre-filtration. It adds these exterior mesh pre-filters and this blue fibrous filter, a so-called pet particle barrier. Both of these additions go a long way to extend the life of its HEPA filter. Shark recommends the HP102 filter be replaced every 6 to 12 months. Their marketing materials imply the Shark HP302 filter can last for up to 5 years. We don't think it'll last that long for most applications, but we still think most users will be able to get at least a year or two of filter life on this unit, which is very good. The HP302 has other features, like this odor neutralizer and CleanSense IQ, but neither feature works very well. The odor neutralizer emits a very strong scent, so you'll probably want to remove it immediately after buying this unit. And the CleanSense IQ particle meter isn't very accurate, at least not according to our testing. The HP302 still earns a spot in the B tier though, because of its good airflow, filter quality, and filter longevity. We tested only one air purifier from Nuwave, the Oxypure Smart. It has really high airflow, a HEPA particle filter, and a good quality carbon filter. What makes the Nuwave unique though is that it adds this BioGuard filter and this ozone filter. The BioGuard filter uses electrostatic precipitation, basically an ionizer, to help capture particles. This ionization process generates ozone, and so the Nuwave also adds an ozone filter to its filter stack to remove it. On the negative side of things, this unit has low airflow for its price. It also isn't very energy efficient for its size, and it gets very loud. Air exhausts out of a very small area relative to this unit's airflow, and so you can really hear air pushing up and through this small plastic grill on high fan speeds. The BioGuard filter on this unit also makes a crackling noise as it ionizes particles. Overall, we put the Nuwave in the B tier. The IQAir HealthPro Plus has good airflow, a very high quality pre-filter and particle filter, and a 5-pound carbon and alumina gas and odor filter. With this much media in its gas filter, the HealthPro Plus is able to remove unwanted gases like harmful VOCs and odors from the air much faster than most other air purifiers we've tested. On the negative side of things, the HealthPro Plus is very expensive relative to its airflow and has low energy efficiency with high noise output. We put it towards the bottom end of the B tier. The Air HealthMate is also expensive and not very energy efficient like the IQAir, but its gas filter contains 15 pounds of activated carbon and zeolite, 3 times as much gas filtration media as the IQAir, and exponentially more media than most other air purifiers we've tested. The HealthMate is also one of the most durable air purifiers we've tested. It's the only unit that's encased in a hard metal shell with a metal grill. We put the HealthMate in the A tier. The AirDoctor AD3500 has excellent airflow with good quality filters, except for its pre-filter. It has an unusually low quality thin foam pre-filter that's attached to its carbon filter with Velcro strips. Its filters are also very expensive and need to be replaced yearly according to the manufacturer. You can see in this chart how the yearly filter replacement cost for the AirDoctor is much higher than it is for the Air or even the IQAir. We put the AirDoctor AD3500 in the C tier. The Medify MA-112 is expensive with expensive replacement filters, but it uniquely offers exceptionally high airflow. It has more than twice as much airflow as most other air purifiers we've tested. It also has excellent energy efficiency and low noise output relative to its high airflow. If you're looking for a single high airflow air purifier for a large oversized room, it's the best option on the market. We put the MA-112 in the A tier. The Air BioGS 2.0 offers good build quality, great aesthetics, and high-quality filters, including a separate mesh pre-filter, a pellet carbon filter, and a HEPA particle filter. But it has low airflow, especially for its price, which makes it a poor value, and it has expensive replacement filters for their size. Overall, we put it in the C tier. The Rabbit Air MinusA2 features excellent filtration with 2 pre-filters, a HEPA filter, and this model was configured for 2 carbon filters. Like the BioGS 2.0, it also offers above average build quality and great aesthetics. But it too has low airflow compared to its price, which makes it a poor value, and its filters are also expensive to replace. Overall, the MinusA2 also goes in the C tier. The Clorox Large Room Air Purifier 11010 has a single combination filter comprised of a low-quality pre-filter, but a HEPA particle filter and a pellet carbon gas filter. It's also a great value when you compare its airflow to its price. On the negative side of things, it has that low-quality pre-filter. It's also unusually loud on high fan speed, and its combination filter is more expensive than it should be for its size and quality. This model also goes in the C tier. The Bissell Air 320 has a HEPA particle filter and a good quality pellet carbon filter, but it doesn't have a grill covering its pre-filter, so you can see large debris accumulating on it and see wear on the filter as you clean it over time. This air purifier is also expensive compared to its airflow, and its filters are expensive to replace if you replace them every 6 months like the manufacturer suggests. We put this model in the D tier. The Kenmore PM1005 doesn't have a good quality pre-filter or carbon filter, but it does have a HEPA particle filter. And it's highly affordable with very good airflow for the price. It's also small, light, and very energy efficient for a small air purifier. This is one of the best small air purifiers we've tested. It earns a spot in the B tier. The Aroeve MK01 is small, light, and cheap with very cheap replacement filters, but it features a paltry 30 CFM of airflow, uses a proprietary particle filter, it doesn't have a HEPA filter, and it has a very low quality pre-filter and carbon filter. This is one of the worst small air purifiers we've tested, so it goes in the E tier. Next up are Blue Pure air purifiers. We most recently tested the 311i Max and the 211i Max. Both of these models have good airflow for the price, are exceptionally energy efficient, and have very low noise output relative to their airflow. On the negative side of things, they do use proprietary particle filters that are not manufactured according to HEPA specifications. They both also have very thin carbon sheets for gas filtration. Because of these negatives, the highest we can put these models is in the C tier. The Coway Airmega 400 has 2 sets of filters, one set on each side of the air purifier. It has 2 high-quality mesh pre-filters and 2 combination filters consisting of a HEPA filter on one side and a pellet-based carbon filter on the other. It also has very high airflow, with good energy efficiency and low noise output, though it is quite expensive. It's only because it's not a great value, because it has a low CFM to dollar ratio that we drop it down to the B tier. The Coway Mighty has a separate high-quality mesh pre-filter, a HEPA particle filter, and it offers good energy efficiency and low noise output, especially on lower fan speeds. The only real negative for this unit is its carbon filter. Its carbon filter is made of a fibrous material that's only coated with carbon, and so it doesn't filter gases as well as units with pellet-based filters. It's an excellent air purifier otherwise though, and it's a good value with highly affordable replacement filters, so we put it in the A tier. The Winix 5500-2 is the best air purifier we've tested because it offers all of the features we look for in an air purifier and does so at a very affordable price point. It features a high-quality separate washable pre-filter, a pellet-based carbon filter for unwanted gas filtration, a HEPA filter for particle filtration, and its filters are in an order that maximizes the life of its HEPA filter. Both its pre-filter and its carbon filter are placed in front of its HEPA filter, just like much more expensive models. The 5500-2 also has good energy efficiency and relatively low noise output, with excellent airflow for the price and low filter replacement costs. Because it offers such a unique combination of performance and value, the Winix 5500-2 is the only air purifier we put in the S tier. And that just about wraps up this video ranking the most popular air purifiers we've tested so far. See the description of this video for the latest updated list of all of the air purifiers we recommend. And thank you for watching.